All right, I'm gonna try this video one more time. You don't know this, but I have tried to do this like 3 times and my phone keeps running out of storage. So I'm on my husband's phone because he's home today. Okay, we are talking about basic, really simple meal prepping. This is how I plan out lunches for the week. And I say plan, and really there's no plan. Every once in a while I'll have a plan, but the reality is like life happens and I'm like, what's in the fridge that I can cook as quickly as possible to get it done for our lunches for the week. So this week, I was hoping to have something like more special to share with you, but really the reality was like, I'm like, crap, we don't have food, what's in the fridge? So I like to make some kind of like taco-y flavored bowl a lot of times, like whether it's a taco salad or like a quinoa bowl with meat and tomatoes and peppers and vegetables. I have made this kind of bowl like so many different ways. I've put kale in it, peppers and onions, zucchini, carrots, like there's so many ways you can do it. You can use beans, you can use quinoa, rice, sweet potato. There's so many ways. So if you need ideas, message me because I am all about that. Like, I am actually not a recipe cooker. For the most part, I kind of just whip it up and it usually ends up tasting okay. But we also like Alice, I'm really thankful that Alice is not picky and we just kind of don't care. Food is our fuel. Like, we love good food and that's why we go and have burgers and like other stuff too, but food is our fuel, and so if it's there, like that's what we're gonna eat for lunch, whether it's delicious or not. But most of the time, even these weird things that sound weird end up tasting really good. Okay, so I just talked too long. So I use quinoa a lot, and the only reason is that it cooks really fast. We are not against rice or potatoes or beans or anything like that. Those are all healthy carbs. You just need to be making sure that you're measuring it in the yellow container or using half a cup serving. You don't need more than that for your serving. And then depending on what bracket you're in, like you might need 2 of those a day, or you might get 6 of those a day, depending on how high up in your brackets you are. Just a minute, buddy.
I'm waiting with Daddy, but I need my headphones.
Oh, okay. Okay, time out. Okay, so the other thing is that, like, sometimes it's tricky to know how to cook things that are like that. What am I trying to say? Like when you have a soup or, you know, even these taco bowls, like sometimes I just want to cook it all together, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I can like measure it all out and kind of figure it out, you know, like how many servings it'll be, like with how many scoops. But honey, I'm doing a video. I can't stop it. Okay, he's mowing with Daddy and he needed earplugs. But today, for the purpose of showing you what I'm doing, I separated everything. So I already covered it up because I tried to do it in the other video. I just made lean ground beef with like salt and pepper, garlic, onion, season it really well, and that's going to give it a really good flavor. So I measured those out with the red container, which is 3/4 of a cup or 6 ounces. So you cook the meat and then you measure it out because you don't want to get like the grease and stuff. So put those in. I give Alice a double serving because he's in a much higher bracket than I am, just for weight maintenance, and he needs a lot more food in the day, and it's a lot harder to squeeze that in. You know, he's at work, so he can't eat snacks like 100 times a day. So, okay, and then the other thing, this is gonna look weird, but I think it's gonna taste good. I literally have zucchini and tomato sauce, and then I used this taco seasoning, which does not have MSG or anything in it. And it sounds weird. I actually have not made it this way. I meant to grab a can of like diced tomatoes, but I grabbed the tomato sauce instead. But sauce, if it's just straight sauce, that actually counts as a vegetable. I would have to look up the measurement because I don't know if it's a whole cup. But I just added it together with this. So what I did was I measured my zucchini in my green cup, which is 1 cup. And I measured it before I cooked it because it's going to cook down and then it's going to not look like as much. So I measured out that I will have 4 servings, which I have my 4 bowls right here. So what I'm going to do is basically just divide it evenly between my 4 bowls, even if it doesn't like quite fill up the cup. So that's kind of a tricky thing, but if you measure it before you cook it, that's good. You can also measure it after you cook it. Like it never hurts to have too much vegetables. So don't feel like that's gonna add weight or something. It doesn't. That is keeping it really basic. And then I'm gonna just put it all together. I'll probably stir it up so that that sauce can kind of meld everything together. And that's my lunch. And honestly, that's only gonna last us 2 days because I didn't plan this well. But some days I can get, I can get at least like 6 bowls made, which is 3 days for us. And yeah, but the thing is, like, don't overthink it. Do you know, it doesn't have to be a fancy recipe. Like, just think really simple, especially when you're first starting out. It can be so basic. But you just need a meat and a vegetable and a carb, or depending on what else. Like I could also add, I think all my blues are full. No, I could also add a little blue of cheese or guacamole, or I don't know what else goes in here right now. That's all I can think of. Oh, well, like nuts and stuff go in there too, but you wouldn't want that with tacos. But you can totally dress it up a lot of ways. And again, if you're on a higher bracket, don't be intimidated by that. You need to eat all of that food. I know it looks like a lot, and it is a lot, and it's going to cost more, but so is going to the doctor or the hospital or having health problems and heart problems and blood pressure problems and all of that. So look at it as an investment in your health, and eventually you won't be eating in that high of a bracket. But your body, the more weight that you have to lose, the more that you need to feed it. I know it sounds weird, but you need to trust the process because I've been doing this for 2 years and I know it works. I know it works. And yeah, so if you are confused about how to figure out your bracket, if you didn't see the post from last week, you can go to the coach posts and you can see everything that I have posted, and then you should be able to figure out what your calorie bracket is and get started from there. All right, please comment on this video if you have any comments or questions, or just reach out to me and I'll be here.